We thank you for joining us. This is our program entitled Integrated Theology. I am your host, Bishop Dr. Derek A. Reeves. Now, let's dive right into our lecture for today. It is going to be entitled Increased Specialization of and Separation of Disciplines. This is from Lecture 6, Class 4, and the Supplemental Lecture 3. The increased specialization and separation of academic and professional disciplines is a historical trend driven by the exponential growth of knowledge and the resulting need to organize and conquer complex problems. This evolution has profound benefits for deep expertise, but creates significant challenges for holistic understanding and problem solving. The rise of specialization. The roots of disciplinary separations trace back to the early modern period, but the process accelerated dramatically with the rise of modern research universities in the 19th century. Knowledge explosion. As the total volume of human knowledge expanded, it became impossible for any singular scholar to master an entire field, like the original broad concept of philosophy. Efficiency and rigor. Specialization, analogous to the diversions or the divisions of labor in economics, increases efficiency and rigor. By narrowing the focus, researchers can delve deeper into critical topics, develop highly specific methodologies, and establish rigorous standards for their subfield. Institutional structuring. Universities then began to adopt what we considered to be this structure, creating separate departments or silos with distinct vocabularies, funding mechanisms, and career paths. That is, physics department separate from philosophy department, so forth and so on. The consequences of disciplinary separation. While specialization is essential for producing high-quality, in-depth knowledge, the corresponding separation leads to significant fragmentation. Fragmentation in silos. The world is treated as if it were fragmented into separate parts. This can obscure the connections between different phenomena as each discipline studies its objects in isolation. Mutual incompatibility. Specialized fields develop their own exclusive jargon, concepts, and analytical frameworks, making the communication and the transfer of such ideals difficult across specific boundaries. The problem of the whole. Fragmentation can impede a sense of reality as a coherent whole, making it difficult to address large, complex, real-world problems like climate change, social inequality, or public health that inherently transgress traditional disciplinary borders. And so the counter trend of interdisciplinarity, the necessary or the necessity of specialization is increasingly challenged by the complexity of modern issues, leading to a strong counter movement focused on bridging the gaps between disciplines. Multidisciplinary approach. It involves multiple disciplines working side by side on a common problem. The focus. Addition of different perspectives with unique processes. Interdisciplinarity. This involves the integration of insights, concepts, and methodologies from multiple disciplinaries or disciplines. The synthesis of knowledge to create a more complex or comprehensive system is the focus. Then you have transdisciplinarity. It aims to transcend traditional disciplinary boundaries to create a unified new theoretical framework. And the focus, transcendence of an existing field to form a combination of several. These integrative approaches recognize that the depth gained from specializations must now be balanced with the breadth required to solve problems that don't fit neatly into a single academic box. And this is how we came up with what we call theosci philosophy, because for the most part, even today, many churches, many scientific communities, they separate philosophy, theology, and science. When we bring theosci philosophy together, scientia then simply takes a broader scope of understanding knowledge. Therefore, the study of ology, the study of knowledge, then helps us to apply the model to whatever knowledge we're studying and to take the philosophical pathway to gain more what we would call perspective views on the topic. And then we finally move it into the theological from the state of the existent God. And this can only be done, of course, if one believes that God is. And so this tertiary system is based upon the worldview of believing God and the incorporation of these three tertiary knowledges in which all things stand. It stands because science, knowledge, philosophy, perspectivizing knowledge, theology, God's purpose for knowledge, and God as the author of knowledge. I thank you for joining us. This has been Integrated Theology, Class 4, Lecture 6, and this is the third supplemental lecture. I am your host, Bishop Dr. Derek A. Reeves. Until next time, God bless you and keep you.